Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. It is Chris and Deepom here, and we are here to talk about Arrow and Legend of Tomorrow and our dual Legend of Tomorrow and Arrow recap. So, before we get into that, we were supposed to have a comic book club yesterday on More Than MCI, Transformers, the comic that Deepom always loves. And we had to postpone it until for another couple weeks. But I promised that I would give Deepom, I would yield the time for at least 10 minutes to Super Tuesday Recap for him to talk about how awesome this book is. Deepom.
Chris, did you finish the reading?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah, I'm really glad you added in 10. Again, this is one of the more harder reads I have to do because it's so dense. I'm reading, look, when I looked at it, I think it's about 25 issues. I can do 25 issues in maybe 2 hours in any other book. With More Than MCI, it took me, I was struggling. I woke up that morning to finish 10. I did not finish 10 the night before. And it had taken me all day on Friday just to get those. I'm on the way up in the car with Phenom, Petty, Ashley. We're going to the Haunted Forest. I'm in the car late at night reading this. On the way back from the Haunted Forest, I'm still reading volume 9. And I had to wake up in the morning to read volume 10. It is dense, but it's so good.
It's so good. When they pay off the stuff from the first issue,
Yeah. I really cannot wait to do, and that's why when people were like, hey, we can't make it, I was like, I'm fine with postponing this because I think it'll give me some time to kind of go back anyway for certain volumes. I mean, there's so much, and I think that to me, the thing that stands out so much, it sort of kind of becomes a Megatron book, and it's so and
that's the thing is because that was some of the complaints from the fans. It felt like season 2 feels like a different book, and he's like, it is a different book.
Yeah, and
it's a very different book and it's so funny because we're going to talk on the review all the high concepts and the crazy sci-fi stuff they do. But every character has so much personality.
Yeah.
I've got 28 open in front of me right now, and it's the scene where Artemis is talking to everyone about how Perceptor can use magic, and you look at the little asterisk in the little cliff note that says magic equals science that Artemis doesn't understand.
Right.
Even the cliff notes have personality.
Yeah. I mean, there are relationships that form or reform, and it is the most personal book I've ever read. And that says a lot when you're talking about giant robots.
Giant genderless robots.
Yeah, giant genderless robots that have so much personality and feeling. And like you said, Megatron's arc kind of reminds me of when we did the Black Adam character corner.
Right.
When I was like, man, he killed 4 billion people. But I'm really feeling for this guy. I actually think I like this guy. What is going on here? He's slaughtered. There's a scene where they're on the Necro Planet, and his statue. The statues have the flowers of anybody who dies, who that Autobot or Decepticon have killed. And most of them, some of them have one, because even by indirect action, you could have during the war, you've kind of led to the death of somebody else.
It's not killed. It's responsible for the death of.
Responsible for the death of.
Which is a huge phrase.
Right. So at one point, Megatron is gone somewhere. They can't find him. And they cut to where he's at, and he's at his statue, and it's literally a field of flowers. From horizon to horizon, he's literally standing in a field of everyone he is responsible. And it's just, again, it's his arc, and you see it, and it's a quiet thing. It doesn't mean that it's the only thing there, or there's nobody else is there, but it is truly, I got to tell people, this is one thing, hey, Deepom's never steered me wrong when you tell him to go read something. And I read this, and you're not going to want to put it down. It is a dense read, but it is literally one of the best reads I have. I know. When does this end? And then I know he's starting, Lost Light next month?
It starts, the first issue is going to drop, I think, December.
When does More Than Meets the Eye end? What issue does it end?
57.
57.
So after 50, I think the volume 10 gets to 55, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 more issues that are tied into the Titans Return thing they're doing. And that's kind of, and the last issue is It has none of the last 2 issues have any of our regular characters, but it's awesome. It's him writing Prowl.
I might add those into our readings since we got 2 more weeks just so we can finish it up. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I know this is Super Tuesday, and we've talked about comics before on these, so don't feel weird. But I'm highly recommending people go out there and read. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, but I don't care about Transformers." Don't let the name fool you. It's a dense read. It is. But
it will trick you into caring.
It will trick you into. I've never known I would. You'll care about evil people. You will care.
Like the fact that I legitimately call Megatron Space Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
He's Space Hitler.
Yeah.
And at the end of this, you're like, what? That poor guy.
Oh man, like when Ravage and it's just there's a lot that goes on. Man. There's a lot that goes on, man, and you're just like people you should care about. You shouldn't care that much about. You care over, and then people you think you should. And you're like, wait, that person's an asshole.
And it's also the smartest use of time travel.
Yeah. Oh,
I think ever.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of high sci-fi concepts in the book. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in there. I mean, it is truly a fantastic piece of work, and
it's flat out funny too.
Oh yeah, there are just some fun moments. Yeah, definitely.
Swerve might be the greatest character in creation. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Swerve is amazing. Yeah. So, yeah. So, anything else you want to say other than tell people to read this? Because, and again,
read this book. I always say people support books that you love. I support this book. Yeah. We're gonna have James Roberts' second interview, hopefully, before Lost Light starts. We're kind of tackle the second half of the book, and I think you may hear me beg him to never leave Transformers. It's like just write them forever.
Yeah, I mean, it is truly an amazing book, and like you said, the way he ties things together, and you get things from the first issue and the first volume. It's really great. You're gonna feel
small
awesome.
Mysteries he puts together are really pay off, and there's one big mystery that doesn't come to a head till 55, and you're like, yeah, why would that be a big deal?
Right. So
yeah.
All right, man. So read the book. He's gonna wear you guys down like he's wore me down about Friends.
And you're gonna thank him. In the end, everyone thanks me who reads this book.
Yeah. You're gonna thank him at the end. Well, you're gonna thank him after you curse him because it's taking so much of your time, and you're never gonna be able to go. So.
And also, there are 6 characters who do not matter to the main story, called the Misfits, whose issues might be the best thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get into what we're really here for: Arrow and Legend of Tomorrow. So we have Arrow. This is season 5. I believe this is episode 4. Penance. Let me get the synopsis of it. Oliver and Lila team up on a secret mission for Diggle. Felicity finds out and disapproves of the plan and opts to stay behind when Tobias Church launches a deadly assault against the city. Felicity must decide if she wants to send the recruits out sans the Green Arrow. Yeah, man, listen, this just feels like season 1 again. I mean, and I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels like this is it's getting back down to the basics. And it's Oliver floating the line between being too much Oliver season 1 and also learning to trust like he did last season and not letting that go away. Like that scene where he decides he's going to he's on his bike and he's going out of town and the team is like, we're here to stop you. He's like, did you just say you're not gonna let me? Like, that's you and what army?
That was like, okay, I've got to teach real quick, and then I can leave.
Right.
It's impart a little bit of education on y'all.
Right. Wait.
And then I'm out.
You guys really think you can?
I really wanted to say, I can leave now when you guys be fine, or I can leave in like 5 minutes, y'all covered in bruises.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they did not listen. So
they chose the bruises route.
Yeah. So it is what it is, man. So, but yeah, man, I enjoyed that. I enjoy seeing Oliver have to train this team and find a balance, and that's really what it is. He has to find a balance between, being the Oliver old and not letting people go. Like the whole thing with him breaking out Diggle, because again, it's he didn't tell his team he was going to do it again, but that's his brother,
right?
And he can't leave Diggle behind. And even though it was against Diggle's wishes, And that's that. And like as Diggle said, this is you being the old Oliver. But at the end, he's like, don't ever change. Sometimes you need that old Oliver back there, you know. And yeah, man, I enjoyed that.
No, me too. I really did. I think that it was really telling that when he said that he was, I guess he's talking to Diggle near the end. He says, you know, you said you hadn't changed, never change. Mm-hmm. That there were some things that did have to grow up from season one. Mm-hmm. But there are some things that were there from the beginning that were worth salvaging and worth savoring the character. I really enjoyed Oliver in this one because, like you said, it feels kind of like the shut off Oliver, but it's not. It's a reaching out Oliver. It's a saving someone from themselves, which people tend to have done for him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even at the beginning is him trying to teach his team how to take down a suspect. They fuck it up, but it's him letting them try and then coming in, and saving the day. But that's something that he never would have done before. He would have taken the first shot. He would have gone in and done everything himself. And you're seeing him try. They need work. That's always going to happen, and they have to learn on the job. And that's something that Oliver in season 1 and 2 wouldn't have done. He would never have had them out there. He's never had this. And I think this is one of the things that we talked about on The Flash, because, we have Caitlin with her powers, and we talk about what are they going to do with her? Are they going to make her bad and make her Killer Frost? If you do, can they have another powered person in on the team? Because you have Jesse already. You have Wally, you have Cisco. Like, what are you going to do? How do you work that? I think Arrow's different in that I think that they could really put this team together and keep them all there, and it would work. I think it would.
I agree 100%, yeah.
And I think it's because it's just a different dynamic. Like, when you have the fastest man alive, you have to find ways for these other people to work in there. Mm-hmm. But when you have a guy, it's just like Batman. Like, Batman works. You could have a Batman and Robin all the time, and it always works. It never feels like you're doing too much with Robin. Or you can have a Detective Comics where you have Batman and a team, and it always seems to work because it's like, well, they complement each other.
Exactly.
And I think that's the difference. Like, when you have the fastest man alive, it's hard to find out where those other pieces complement him other than having another speedster. Because you need somebody to keep up with him. At the end of the day, like, he's the embodiment of speed. What the fuck are you gonna do with your with your freeze powers and your vibing? Like, seriously, like, you start stretching the imagination of how you can do it. Also, like, and we'll talk about this when we get to the lesson tomorrow. You got to find someone. You have a character like Firestorm that's so overpowered. You have to find something else for them to do to explain why they're not there. I don't feel like you're going to have to do that with Oliver and this team. Mm-hmm. Because again, you put them there, you can put them into different things. It's weird to me. I like that they're now. I'm still interested in seeing what they're going to do with Evelyn Sharp, because they're making her Artemis now, and they're giving her a bow.
They did give her a bow this week, and I was like,
I was like, that's weird, because she, she's had the more powerful canary cry before. So,
right.
That's weird and interesting to me. You have Wild Dog with his guns. You have Ragman, which I'm waiting for them to finally give him like darts or something like that. Because I'm like, you're not gonna let him keep going out here with live bullets, are you? You're gonna keep going?
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna ask you. At first, I was like, earlier episodes, I was like, well, those could be rubber bullets. This episode, they make it pretty plain that it's not.
Right.
And we'll talk in a second about the dumbest thing he's ever done. But is it weird for you that they're kind of like faux, like a Jace Batman has a guy out there with guns in the field?
Yeah, it is. It's because it's like he comes off as not Jason Todd Red Hood. Not listening, has a,
I hadn't made that connection.
No, but he does. I mean, it's the guns. It's like it just feels weird. It's like Batman going in the field with Jason Todd with the guns, and I'm just like, wait, dude. At some point, so I'm waiting for them to do something with that. Like, I'm waiting. If there's one complaint I have is that they, again, giving Artemis. I have no problem giving Artemis, a bow, but you got to explain to me why she has a bow now and what happened to the canary cry she had before, which was way more powerful than
a bow and arrow.
Well, not way more powerful than the bow and arrow, but it was way more powerful than what Laurel had.
Which always kind of bugged me, because if you remember, it wasn't just Laurel who made that thing. That was a Cisco
Yeah, that was a Cisco invention. So it was like...
I'm like, how much stronger is it?
Right. So, I mean, hey, maybe we got to explain that. And then you got Wild Dog here with the guns, and I'm like, but again, when are you going to make him, like, come on. It's not like you don't have the equipment to do this. Make him, even say it's rubber bullets or they're trank bullets or something.
Yeah,
you got to
feed me something that doesn't make me feel like you're just killing people.
Right, because it doesn't make any sense, and you gotta fix that.
At least maybe you don't have to fix it. Maybe he is killing people. You got to address it.
You got to address it, right? Because you can't sit there and have Thea mad at Oliver for putting killing back on the table, but then Wild Dog out here killing people, and Oliver's just not really
catching bodies,
right? Even Oliver's still shooting people in the leg. I mean, yeah, he killed that one dude, that one crooked cop, because the crooked cop was going to kill him, but it was a last resort. Like, there's no last resort when you're out here double gunning people. It's just not. I'm sorry, I just don't see that. And so there, and then, and I think that's the weakness right now that I have the show of these other characters is let's speed it up a little bit to give them what they're going to end up with. Like, I need Curtis to go ahead and get the T-Spheres. We've seen them, we saw them last season. He needs something.
And we've reestablished this motherfucker can't fight.
No. I mean, I like the wheel kick he threw. That was for a wheel kick in the air, and he's clearly got some athletic abilities. It's not his thing. So let's get him. We've seen him. Let's get the T-Spheres. Let's go ahead and
you got to help in his own way.
Right. Let's go ahead and do that because I think that's what works the best for this team. Even with Ragman, like I think he's the one that fits the best right now for me because he's basically got what he's going to end up with. And it makes sense.
He's finished.
He's finished. Let's get
everybody. You know what
makes
me think of? Have we seen Evelyn Sharp use the canary cry since Barry broke the timeline?
No, you're right. Maybe she never got it. But
exactly.
Yeah, so
that's a great way to they've just wallpapered over a lot of inconsistencies in all these shows.
Right, but then you still gotta address it, right? You gotta throw it out there, something like that. So. And the reason why it makes me weird and why I can't fully go with that one though, because remember when he recruited her, they tied it kind of to the Laurel saying, "Don't let me be the last canary." So okay, well if she's not gonna be the last canary, we know that Evelyn Sharp was in the costume last season. So what are we? Again, I don't know how they're going to deal with it, or how they're going to do it. But
they do have to though.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I'm waiting for now. It hasn't completely taken me out yet, not even close to completely taking me out, because I've been enjoying what they've been doing. But I think that's the next step for this. I think you got to go out and give these people what they're gonna do and fit them in there. Because again, you have Curtis out here running and. Listen, come on. He's never going to be that guy. Ever. He's the one that needs the most work. Like Oliver said, he's the one that needs the most work. Then why is he out there, getting in physical battles? Use what is good for him. That's his mind and those T-Spheres that we already saw. I'm never going to forget that. All right? You can't show me that shit.
You can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. All right? Especially when you put him in the jacket and the mask. Come on, man. Come on. So, like, I mean, maybe you go at it because again, him and Felicity are out at Palmer Tech. Maybe it's that they're using this technology. He steals it back. I don't know. Which reminds me, was she officially outed last? Yeah, she was outed last season.
I was trying to remember that too. I was like, I guess so.
Well, again, maybe it's the timeline thing.
Right.
Because when I thought that she had gotten back in, I really thought she did. I know they had locked her out. I'll have to go back and double check, but I thought she had gotten back in when she got the chip in her, when she made when she got the chip that made her walk again.
To let her walk again. Yeah.
I thought that, but again, maybe because of Barry's changes, there's been subtle changes here. She was out because she made it seem like when they brought up that there was a break-in at Palmer Tech, Curtis.
She felt very removed from that.
Right. And they were like, well, and they fired you and got rid of you and me too. And she'd be like, well, you didn't have to walk too. So I don't know, like, which leads me to believe, so what are you guys both doing for money? Well, I get her because she was an exec.
Yeah.
But, Kurt, what are you doing for money if you ain't got a job? Like, what are you doing?
All I have month stipend.
Right. Hey, maybe. Hey, you're right.
Brought a task force to work with the vigilantes.
Yeah, you're not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So, oh boy. So what else we got here? I'm really hoping that my man, like, I like Lance, man. Lance is my dude.
Yo, I was about to say, I'm cheering for him.
I'm cheering for him, man. And I like the fact that
it's not going to end well because it's a comic book television show, but
right.
I would like for it to.
Oh man, I'm so rooting for him. Like, I like the fact that him having to leave Renee Ramirez back, Wild Dog back, is kind of fucking with him. Because it makes sense. I mean, this is a new team of vigilantes out here who are basically, in a way, trying to carry on his dead daughter's legacy, and he had to leave him behind. And I like the idea that could be fucking with him. And I'm hoping, because in a way, Thea's kind of going through the same thing too. You know, they both are trying to deal with this, and I'm hoping that maybe both of them can kind of keep each other on the straight and narrow. I'm hoping, man. I'm rooting for Quentin, man. I'm rooting for him. I'm sorry. Got a soft spot for Quentin.
Hope works out for him.
I mean, because so many people have so many, like, if your last name is Queen or Lance, man, you've gone through so much shit on this show.
Yeah.
You know, how do you lose your daughter twice and then lose the other one?
Lost 2 daughters 3 times, man. Right, I'm telling you, the math does not point well for him for this working out for him.
It does not. How do you feel about this DA, man?
I mean, I know who he is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they told us his name, right?
Did they?
Yeah, he was introduced as Adrian Adrian Chase. I just made him a Watchmen character.
Yeah.
Adrian Chase in the first episode.
Oh,
I didn't. We know who he's going to be.
I didn't even pick that up.
I was like, how do we want me to answer that?
I didn't even know they gave us his name. I just got you. Okay. Yeah. I don't trust this guy.
No, I don't trust him at all. But I like the way the guy's playing him. He looked at air of kind of leaves the question in the air. I like that a lot. You know what I really like is Tobias Church, Chad Coleman, my dude. Like, it's like no one told him this was a comic book show. It's like, oh, you're going to be in a crime drama.
Mm-hmm.
You should be a crime lord. Which, again, goes back to season 1, because if you think about last season, we're dealing with a mystical man who wanted to set off nukes to destroy the world.
Mm-hmm.
The stakes got too big for a show called Arrow. Mm-hmm. I like the dialing back. I like the stripping away, getting back to the core. And I really like Tobias Church. Chad Coleman's absolutely killing this role.
Oh, he is fucking, like, when he puts on those brass knuckles, man. Like I don't even see what's his name from Walking Dead anymore, man. I don't even see
Tyrese?
I don't even see Tyrese no more, yo. I don't even see that sucker no more. I see Tobias Church, and Tobias Church frightens the shit out of me, y'all.
That said, I want to just harken back to the scene in the hallway, like to part of the beginning of the podcast, talked about Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. When we did the movie on nostalgia reviews, mm-hmm. There's a scene I pointed out where Megatron's fighting Optimus Prime, and he points the fusion cannon at him and says, "No, I'll do this with my bare hands." That's the exact moment where Wild Dog put the guns away. You dumb son of a bitch.
Hey, no, wrong.
If the guns can talk, it's like, hey man, we can end this right now. Wait, why are you putting me away?
Wrong.
No.
But you know what? I like the fact that Wild Dog is probably the closest to Oliver at this point from season 1. He is literally the stubborn, I can do it on my own, angry for no reason, fight it on my own, and gets his ass kicked, and everybody has to come in and save the day on him. But he's noble, you get it. I mean, him staying behind was a noble thing because they weren't going to make it. So I get it, but dude, don't put the guns away. That was your advantage. Come on. We know they're shooting real bullets. Come on, man. Don't put that shit away. So, Yeah, man. Yeah, Chad Coleman is killing fucking Tobias Church, man.
Murder in that role. And I'm glad we have a more grounded, at least preliminary big bad that we've had in the past few seasons, because it's not Mirakuru, it's not Malcolm Merlin with the League of Assassins at his beck and call. It's not a man who literally wants to end the world. It's a guy who wants a foothold in Star City.
Right. I mean, they went. This is something that Stephen Amell said when they finished season 4. I mean, again, I enjoyed season 4, but he felt the disappointment some people had and was like, "We're gonna make sure season 5 is grounded and back to basics." And they've been doing that, and I'm just gonna say, I think it's working to me. It does what it needs to do. It's gotten back to what we liked for season 1 and 2. It's grounded the character. It's grounded the character while still adding in, and you still feel like when they do the crossover, you don't feel like it's gonna be out of place. Like Oliver's still that dude, you know. And by the end of the season, his team should be hardened enough that they can do this shit. So I'm enjoying that. Other thing I gotta say too is these flashbacks, man.
Where have these been for the last 4 seasons? Because I did not give a shit about those people last year.
Dude, listen. Our man Dolph Lundgren hasn't even shown up yet. All right?
Yo,
we know.
I keep forgetting he's coming.
Right.
I'm excited, like, in the moment with these flashbacks. Right. I would watch an entire show of Oliver and the Bratva. Like, I'd watch that season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, we haven't even gotten our man Dolph yet. And it's just, like, you know he's Kovar, right? I mean, it's just, you can't even sit there and pretend like you don't know. You know he's Kovar. They haven't told us this, but we know. We know. And we haven't even gotten him yet, and we're just, so good, man. So good. I just been enjoying it because, like, you see, just like the regular season's been, this is grounded. Right. Everything is grounded in it. There's no magical totem, and again, there will be something that ties it back to this season of Arrow, no doubt. You know, it will happen, but it doesn't feel forced right now, man. At this point in the way we're going, I'll take an entire flashback episode. You know, I think we even did that once. I think we did that once in season 1 and 2. So I feel like it's gonna come, just because, man, they've been like it. You see how Oliver became the cold, I have to do anything thing. Like, he killed that dude in the cell, and then just sat back down. He fell. Yo,
I like that this season, and I guess part of me thinks I shouldn't like it as much as I do because it should feel a little more on the nose. But like the flashback having him go into prison and the episode be him breaking Diggle out in prison, like it should feel too tied together, but it feels perfect because you're not just getting the action, you're getting the thematic, like the restraint with which, like the reluctance with which Oliver kills that guy. It's the same way that we got that flash to see just how much restraint he uses in the field when he whips the recruits' asses.
Right.
Like, you've got to understand that no matter how overpowered, how uneven you feel the last few seasons were, we've established that Oliver's the best fighter in this universe.
Yes.
By far.
Well, maybe.
No.
Not even Sarah?
Everyone who's fought him eventually gotten their asses whipped.
Even Sarah, though? I think that was a tie.
Like, I'll take the Pepsi challenge. Like, I'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hold off on Sarah.
Sarah cheating. She training through time and shit. No,
okay. We'll leave Sarah out of it.
In the present day universe.
Okay. Yeah, right, absolutely.
Oliver is the great. Like, he's unfuckwittable with these hands.
Yeah.
So I like that they've got multiple threats up there in Tobias Church and Prometheus. Mm-hmm. And possibly this, like, I don't think you just used Dolph Lundgren in flashbacks.
You see what now?
I don't think you just used Dolph Lundgren in flashbacks.
Oh, yeah, no. You got
I think he may be appearing in the present day.
Oh, yeah.
But I think if they do that, that's him being attacked on 3 fronts, which would befit his fighting skill. Mm-hmm. And I really do appreciate how they've kind of focused and, like, said, look, he's an ass kicker. Like, that's Oliver Queen will beat you in a hand-to-hand fight. Mm-hmm. You've got to get this edge, and they're finding different ways besides mystical fucking totems to get the edge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think use his brain, use his team, and I think that's going to be the thing at the end of the season is him using and trusting his team, where he hasn't done that really in before, and the team stepping up to the challenge.
Yeah, I think just thinking back to the flashbacks, I think it kind of had to be strong this year because it ends with him back in Starling City.
Right.
Like, you had to come correct. You couldn't be like, oh, you couldn't give me last season's flashbacks.
Actually,
I wish you'd have stayed gone.
Actually, they end with him back on the island, and then getting back to Star City.
You're right,
because he's found back on the island with the beard and everything. Like he ends up back on the island some kind of way. Something happened so bad this season. He ends up back on the island.
Which tells me again he fails in killing.
Maybe so, yeah. Yeah, like that's the key point we always forget because we've seen so much. We spent 3 seasons almost with Oliver not being on the island anymore. He is found on the island in season 1. That is what happens. So the question is, how does he end up back on the island in that condition? With the beard and the hoodie on and just back living in shit. Like, how did that happen?
Right.
So that'll be interesting to find out. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the prison break, him breaking Diggle out, and then buying. Hey man, listen, you either come with me or they're gonna find 2 people in this cell, and we both going down. So what you gonna do, Dig?
Look, I know that we've been kind of doing like proto Batman, but they did the skyhook trick.
I was about to bring that up, man.
I was like, hey, look, man.
Listen, as soon as you started telling them to put the harness on, I was like, they're gonna do a skyhook, yo. They're gonna do the skyhook, and you always got me when they do skyhook, yo. I'm always in for skyhook.
You one of those people?
I'm one of those people. Like the first episode of the Unit, which at some point I'm gonna have to get people to watch. I love the fucking Unit. They ended that first episode, I think, with the skyhook. So I'm just yeah, fuck it, yo.
I would like to also salute the show for continually making the women the most competent and well prepared in the show.
In anything. Yes.
Felicity, Thea, and I forget how much I love Lila when she's being a badass.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, why is Oliver on the ground? Why isn't she doing this?
Right.
Oliver seems to be freelancing a lot.
I mean, shit. Even on
have a pretty good plan.
Even on the team, it's Evelyn. She's the one like, hey guys, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, she's the voice of reason. Meanwhile, Curtis is running out there with no fighting ability. Wild Dog is fighting everything that moves. Right. And she's like, could we at least do some recon?
Right. Can we think this through before we just go out there and do things?
Please.
Right. And also, I love the fact that, again, they didn't waste time with the Felicity and Ragman Roy thing. And
they just pushed. He left and came back in like 30 minutes.
Right.
I was so excited. I was like, thank you for not tracking this out 4 episodes with Roy pouting in an apartment off campus.
Like I said, man,
which has happened on this show.
Right. I mean, I just think they've taken all the things that didn't work in the season before that we didn't like, and they compacted them. And they're giving us a hard-hitting show, the show that we all fell in love with at the beginning. And it goes back to show what, again, this show will always have a special place in my heart because it is the show that started everything else that we do with Super Tuesday. Like, we don't got a Flash, you don't get a Legend of Tomorrow, you don't get a Supergirl, you probably do get an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., but maybe it's not, as well received as it's now. Like, Arrow's the first. And I love the fact that it's still, it's gone back to his basics, and after literally helping pull everybody else up, I'm loving this there. Like there was that somebody tried to troll Stephen Amell on some, like, there was a post in the MTR network group. Somebody was trying to troll him and like, yeah, remember the time when the Arrow was any better than the Flash? I don't think so. He was like, yeah, the fact that you have basically 5 days of superhero shows on TV, you're welcome.
Yeah, it means you ain't gotta watch mine anymore.
Right. You don't gotta watch it, but you gotta show respect.
You will respect your roots.
Right. Respect your roots. Respect how you got here, and you got here because Arrow worked season 1 and 2, and that's just a fact. You don't have to. It's just what it is. You don't get this other stuff if you don't get Arrow, and I think Arrow's done a good job of keeping up with what's gone on with everything else. So, all right, let's move on to the second in our Super Tuesday recap. Legend of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 3, Shogun. Nate and Ray accidentally land in feudal Japan after Nate discovers he has powers. Sara convinces Vixen that Roy is not a murderer, so they all agree to help Nate master his powers and defend the Japanese village from the Shogun. Yeah. Oh, and Jay and Stein find a secret compartment on the ship when they stay behind to fix it. All right, so let me start with this right now. Ray and Nate are dumb as fuck.
Yes.
They are very stupid. This is another one of the shows where the women are clearly the brains behind the operation. Clearly. Like,
Oh, and Mick, because he doesn't overthink anything.
Oh, yeah, because Mick doesn't give a shit. He only cares about ninjas.
It's like...
Yeah. Mick only cares about...
He's just here for the fight.
Yeah, he's just here for the fight and the ninjas.
Oh, I need proof there are ninjas.
Right.
He sounds like a little kid. That's
right.
the best.
I was like, I want to be like, and I'm glad that Sarah was like, well, technically I am a ninja.
It's like, no, you're not. I know a ninja. You're not.
Right. No. I need a real ninja. I need a real ninja. Oh, man.
This is proof that this might be the best show they do on television on the CW, because I loved all the little like character stuff and like seeing the characters in different costumes. Mm-hmm. And I loved all the little things in this episode, but I hated the main plot.
Oh yeah.
Like with a passion. Like I went back and rewatched it again this morning. I was like, God, this plot sucks. But I enjoyed the episode so damn much, I didn't care.
Well, the plot sucks because to me, maybe I missed something, but it seems to be a giant plot hole. You just killed the leader of a country, and you didn't fuck up the timeline? Like,
what do you say?
I don't, like, that to me seems like...
that's not the biggest problem I have with the main plot.
It's not,
but
it's
just... white savior plot, too.
Oh, there's that, too. Oh, yeah.
Like, I hated this. Like, I was like, ugh. But I think back to, like, all the interactions and the really, really, really good writing, and I'm like, nah, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole Nate falling in love with the daughter, and I was just like...
Wait, a white academic had an Asian fetish?
Right. Really? We're going to do this one again? So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I hated that. I'll put it this way: Nate and Ray are the ones I hated the most this episode. Everything else I enjoy. Like, I'm okay with their arcs, but I just hated them on this. I'm actually really glad that Adam's suit got destroyed because it had to be.
It should have been destroyed when they did the
last season.
Yeah, I'm like, look, man, if you're gonna have him do this inadequacy thing, either address it or don't. But don't fucking like ride the pine on half addressing it, but then giving the suit back and then never mentioning it again.
Yeah, give him something else. That's why I was so excited about him maybe getting the powers himself. Cause I was like, well, maybe he can get Adam powers, and we don't need this fucking suit because the suit has become a liability.
If we end up with a size changing belt out of this, like the real Adam, and not this like faux Iron Man horse shit that I've endured for 3 years, I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that's what you got to go with.
You don't have a choice.
You because like I said, the suit has become such a liability, and it's just, especially with Ray's happy-go-lucky. Hey, guy, I just hate it.
Oh yeah, I lost the suit again. You piece of shit.
Right. Oh hey guys, let me do. I'm like, dude, you can't. Why are you? Are you fucking idiot? Are you? You know, I love the fact that when I love Roy called him out. I was like, I designed the suit so an idiot could use it, and Roy's like, an idiot does. Right. And
Roy's delivery.
Right. Oh no.
Definitely Purcell. Oh, yeah. Who plays McRory? Is it Purcell?
Yeah, Purcell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
He nails it. He nails every line reading.
Right. So. Yeah. So I needed that. I need the suit destroyed. So it's like, I'll allow the plot, which I did not like. Again, like you said, the white savior thing, the whole forced relationship that we, come on, like all of a sudden you just fall in love with, and this is not just a problem with Legend of Tomorrow. I need all of like Hollywood and TV verse to stop doing that plot, where you get two individuals and they fall in love with each other in like 2 minutes. That it doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. If it did, oh my God, life would be so much easier for single people. But it does not happen that way. You don't fall in love in first sight. Oh, well, yeah, I love you and you love me, and but we can't do it because you're in a different time. It doesn't fucking happen. And how is that, as a historian, does he even think that it's okay?
As soon as he's like, well, hello, I'm like, spoiler, she doesn't get on the ship at the end.
Right. Right.
He goes on a time ship with some guys. You know, like, it doesn't happen. I'm sorry.
Right. I think I think that's one of the tropes that we have to get rid of, and it's okay for men and women to be platonic friends.
Right.
That is okay. Like, we don't need to have a forced romantic relationship all the fucking time. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Don't do it. All right. That, especially one that you know is not gonna go anywhere. Like, it was never gonna go anywhere, and you knew it from the first start. So why even fucking do it? Right? Stop doing that shit. All right. But other than that, I like other moments. I love the fact that we brought Vixen basically onto the ship, and now she's a crew member.
Yeah, all of a sudden she's full-time crew.
You know? Like, yeah. I mean, there's certain things they do they didn't really explain. Like, how did she get onto the time ship? Like, did they take a detour from the JSA to get onto the... Like, how did she get on there and stay on? I don't understand that. Do we not sweep for... You have this ship. Do you not sweep for stowaways on the ship?
Well,
like,
apparently they don't sweep for much because they discovered a brand new compartment today.
Right. But I'll allow that. I get that one. You know, I can allow that. But another human being, like, I would think that would be the first step, right? Sweep to make sure you're not bringing anybody from the past onto your time ship.
Haven't they had stowaways before? Or am I imagining that?
I believe so, but at least they were more advanced. You literally have a stowaway from 1942.
That's a really good point.
Come on, man. How did she get on the fucking ship? You know?
She has the entire animal spectrum at her disposal.
Well, she does, but she doesn't, like, shrink into a rat. I mean, how did she get onto the ship? I mean, I don't know any...
You're right. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. But, listen, this is one of those ones you can yada yada. I don't care. She's on the ship now, and I enjoy seeing her go around and basically knock everybody else out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Mick being like, so could you not cut my neck? Right.
He's like, I'm looking for a knife. And I love that he was looking for a knife and couldn't find one, and she had one.
It's like, well, there the knives are.
Right. And I love the fact that Sarah is officially the captain of the ship. And do what Sarah says. I love that.
Sarah fighting the samurai. I have no master. I was like, you're goddamn right you don't.
Yeah, no, I'm always here. Like, again, the women on the show this season have been so good. Getting her and Vixen fighting together and taking out the samurai. Yeah. Come on, man. I'm never gonna not like that, man. I'm always down. That's what I'm saying.
I liked everything around what was happening. I didn't like why it was happening.
Right. I even love the way she killed the dude.
Ray in like samurai armor. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind Ray in samurai armor.
No, I didn't either. It wasn't his real armor, so I'm fine with that. I even love the way Sarah took out the head samurai. Everything about Sarah. This is one of the things I think they listened to us last season. Everybody was like, "You need more Sarah," and they were like, "We got you." And so you got more Sarah. I can excuse some of the small things I don't like about it. I just hope you don't do it again, right? And I think that's a welcome change, and I think that this crew gets along better and works to get better together. Because last season you pretty much had Captain Cold and Sarah being the ones that kind of carried everything through. Now you get character moments, even the ones I don't like Ray and Nate working together. I enjoyed that. Like, again, going back to the reason why they were working together, fucking hated, but their interactions were good. Except for their being dumb little boys and, playing too hard near the exit of the plane, which is just, again, they're so fucking stupid. I wish they weren't so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing I kind of wish. At this point, I think we need to get past that. Like, Ray being this, overcompensating dumbass when he's really probably the smartest person on the ship next to Dr. Stein. I need him to get over that. And Nate, I can kind of see being a little unsure of, but Ray shouldn't be now at this point.
Right.
This is Nate's first time on the... Ray went through this whole thing. Ray, you should know better.
You really should.
You should know better. And
I really hope that the next episode is the end of the growth of Ray Palmer arc.
Right. Because here's the problem with that. We've been getting that since Arrow.
Exactly.
And so, like, at this point, I feel like everyone else has grown. Here's the thing. I'll even say this. I like the fact that we've now gotten a legit reason why Firestorm doesn't go out with the team sometime. Well, listen, if Jax is the only one that can fix the fucking ship, he ain't leaving the ship.
Yeah, he's gonna fix the fucking ship. That's a write-off I can completely support. Like, man, it's a priority.
Yeah,
the ship should work.
You can't do anything now. It makes sense why you don't bring, because he's a cheat code. So how do you now? And something that we've always complained about with the show is how do you explain Firestorm not being there? Easy. You need them both, and Jack's got to fix the fucking ship. You know. If you want to be honest, next one in charge as far as I'm concerned. Because next to Sarah, the youngest guy on the team is the one that has the most fucking sense next to anybody else. Last week when he's pretty much telling Martin, it's like, hey, come on, man. You know you ain't leadership material.
Right.
Come on, what are you doing, man? So I like that aspect of that. I like the fact that they found, so it's like everybody else has had growth now, except for Ray. And it's inexcusable. And again, maybe him getting rid of the suit, which I'm very happy for. I'm very happy they got rid of it. Now we got to see what he does next. What does he create next to kind of? Because now you just can't have Ray Palmer out in the field with nothing. So what does he create now? And again, they give him the belt. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because I feel like one of the things they don't use enough is him shrinking. Right? It's like, dude, your suit, you can shrink. Shrink, motherfucker. The fuck? Like, why are we even having this conversation? So, yeah, I think that's my problem right now with the show. It's the lack of growth of Ray. And again, this is one of the storylines I wasn't too excited for, and also the lack of Thawne.
Well, let's talk about that, because what do you think Barry's message was?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think Barry's message has something to do with Thawne. And I love the fact that...
Did you see the year?
It was 46, right?
I think so, which is 20 years after the established time when he vanishes in 2024 in the Crisis.
Exactly. And apparently that was Grant Gustin using his...
yeah, it was definitely Grant Gustin, but they definitely modulated it.
Yeah. So, it's got to be... And it's like, what is it so that he wasn't...
Stay away from Zoom. Stay away from Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
He's going to try to wreck time. Don't stop him, but he knows that they will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and let's talk about something else. So I was rewatching parts of season 1 of Flash this week. Yo, when Reverse Flash is losing his speed and he can't go back through the wormhole without the time sphere, but he sends Barry back to save his mother. The entire plan was to restore the original timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And not let himself lose his speed. I just figured that out.
Yeah.
And so now I'm wondering, how the hell did we get here? And are we about to watch? Is there a possibility that we can encounter a Barry Allen that is our Barry Allen, but it's not our Barry Allen?
Well, again, it goes back to which Barry Allen left the message.
Right.
I think one of the things this show has done, and tied with the Flash, is they've done time travel really well. It might be confusing. It might not make sense right on the surface, but they've clearly thought about the timeline and how that works. So, yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. And so now it got to the point, like, you gotta have Jay show up. But does Jay show up with Barry?
Right. What are you doing here? Barry sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Barry? Different Barry.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm very intrigued by what they do with the time travel and them finding out that there's a time traveler that they're going after. And I love the fact that the time traveler's got is Reverse Flash. And they don't know it's Reverse Flash. We know it's Reverse Flash.
Right.
But I love the fact that they made, and I think again,
they're aware of someone else doing things.
Right. And I think this is a thing that's happened with all the shows that we review on Super Tuesday. This is, to me, kind of grounding this show in what it's fantastical, but it's also grounding it by giving it a more grounded villain, and one that's established that we know is such a threat. and we know it makes sense that he's going back in time and he's fucking with time and he's trying to. I mean, what if it's Barry telling him don't stop him because in order for Barry to exist, Thawne has to go back and kill his mom. Because remember, Thawne is going through. He's trying to find out what time Barry is from. So yeah. I'm very interested in seeing how this works. Also, you got to remember, what is the computer on the Wave Rider?
Gideon.
Who creates Gideon?
Barry Allen.
Right. So remember,
who steals Gideon? Think about Thawne.
Yes. At some point. I mean,
this show, man.
This is shit that like you don't think about at first, but it's something that it's a lot of stuff they've established in season 1. You gotta go back and remember because again, especially with I think season 1 ties more into Legend of Tomorrow, this season of Legend of Tomorrow, than season 2 does. Even though season 2 season 2 of The Flash does. And because like even though season 2 of The Flash is where we kind of establish the legends, season 1 is where you establish and set up Thawne. And you get him having Gideon, even though Rip Hunter has Gideon on the Wave Rider. Like, and we know that Barry Allen created, like, what is going on here?
And we know that Eobard Thawne is aware of Rip Hunter because he said when they built the Time Sphere in season 1, he said Rip Hunter will be proud of this. Mm-hmm. He built the first one of these.
Exactly. So.
I see you, Berlanti.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if you want to really catch up on what's going on in season 2, Legend of Tomorrow, I suggest going back and watching season 1 of The Flash.
Yeah.
I think that probably ties more into this one than anything else. So, all right, man. You got anything else you want to say about this?
No, really enjoying it. I'm excited for. This is the show I'm enjoying the most because, like I said, I didn't like the episode. I didn't like the premise of the episode, but I loved the episode. So they've made me care about these characters and the humorous writing and the new, not so dour approach to time travel is really appealing to me.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Again, it has its issues, but I'm really enjoying what they're doing, and it's fun. So, yeah. Let's see. You got anything else we want to say? Not really. I think we're gonna we're gonna do a character corner soon. I heard this on Doctor Strange. At some point, we're gonna do a spoiler review on the premium network for Doctor Strange as well. I put on the main feed Docu Drunks, the first episode of the ladies on the MTR network, talking about Black documentaries, and that'll be a premium show as well. So check that out. And again, in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be doing a comic book club on what we talked about. This we started at the beginning of this episode with. More Than Meets the Eye, Transformers, and I highly recommend you guys go out and read that book.
Also, make sure you guys check out episode 9 of Unanimous Decision Podcast. It's coming out, probably drop out the same day as this or next day. And I'm also going to be a guest on my old show, Juju Podcast, on should be going live Wednesday, recording Tuesday night.
Yep, there you guys have it. So, then you guys don't forget, leave a 5-star review on this episode, and we'll read it on air, or send us an email at mtrailerreviews@movietrailerreviews.net. Till next time, we're out of here. Peace.